So, a few months ago, I took $8 cash, count it, I put it in an envelope, just stuffed it in there, put a stamp on it, sent it to a P.O. box, and then weeks later, no tracking, no order confirmation, I received the co-defendant's demo tape. This is Fat Mike's side project. I guess maybe main project now since NoFX is ending. I saw them a couple months ago in Ohio. It was great. Anyway, this felt magical, but you know what? This was something that I used to do all the time. 20 years ago, around the turn of the century, this is how you ordered merch, records, tapes, CDs, t-shirts, all kinds of things. I ordered hundreds of buttons this way, and it was just a normal occurrence. And it was the wild west of sending cash, money order, check in the mail, and hoping that you would get something back. But it was fun. It was kind of a lottery sometimes. But I want to talk about that. I want to tell you about mail order, and then I want to go through one of these catalogs. Everybody knows about AFI Sing The Sorrow on vinyl. It's back. It finally got repressed. Everyone knows. Now I have all three official presses. The first one I bought at Hot Topic 20 years ago. The second one, I went to see AFI at the Kia Forum in May. I was at STS 20. I got a record there. And then that same day, I had also pre-ordered that pinwheel press. Now, lots of people talk about the records. That's great. But in the original press, what you got was a mail order catalog with merch and other records for Adeline Records. So I want to go through that and look at that. And you know what? We'll look up what some of those records might be worth now if you bought them back then. We'll take a look at some of the bands. We'll talk about a little bit of the history of the label. And you know what? I have so many of these mail order catalogs from old CDs, records that I bought that, hey, maybe we'll make this a series if it's fun. So anyway, strap in, hang on. Hey, I'm Brandon Judd. This is Punk Rock Show Off. Today I'm going to talk to you about mail order. Now, picture the scene. It's 1997. You have the internet. You don't have a credit card. You also don't have a bank account. You don't have checking. You got nothing. You have cash. How do you get merch? How do you get t-shirts of bands that you like? How do you get records? Well, what I would do is I would have to go to this head shop called Penny Lane in Springfield, Illinois, and I would have to buy band shirts there. And you only got to pick from what they had. So that's where I got my first Ramones shirts, a bunch of Green Day shirts, Clash. I do have all of my high school shirts now, or at least the majority of them. My parents just returned them to me, so I will go through those another time. If you wanted more stuff, you had catalogs. So sometimes there would be advertisements in Rolling Stone. Oftentimes, if you bought a CD or a tape or a record at the time, you would get a mail order catalog. And this is something that bands had been including in records since the beginning of records, I assume. You know, send 50 cents and a stamp to Elvis and he'll send you a kiss back. Works like that. The other options were also music catalogs, like just for merch. So Rockabilia was one. Right now, Rockabilia, still in action, has a nice website. Look at this stuff. Hollywood Undead, Gojira, their click button next thing, a Ghost skate deck. Wow. Ice Nine Kills booty shorts. I have some incredible booty shorts I will show off another time. Black Sabbath hoodie. Nice. Misfits, Halloween exclusive. This one I didn't order. It doesn't have the Crimson Ghost on it. Kind of weird. Either way, there was Rockabilia. Now, the way Rockabilia would work is that you would go through the catalog, and then there would be an order form at the end. You would fill out the order form, cut it out, get a check or money order. They tell you not to send cash. Sometimes you would send cash. You put cash in there, in the envelope, send it off to Rockabilia. They would get it. They would fill the order. They would mail the order back to you, and that was it. There was no tracking given to you. If you mailed off the order form with the money, that could be lost, and you would never see it again. So if there's a money order, it didn't cash, get lost, you would have to redo it. Check, cancel the check with the bank. Cash, you're out of luck. Too bad. Now, there was also a hybrid thing going on, and that worked with Interpunk. So Interpunk, I never had a physical catalog. It was this website. This website has not changed in the 20 years I've used it. I was actually able to log into my old account, and they actually kept the history of everything I ever ordered from them. Look at the dates on these. So this goes from 2000 to 2021. So my first order on Interpunk, shipped complete, it was 20 bucks. I got the Green Day Warning CD, still have that, and I still have these buttons. I've got the Queers and the Ramones. They were $1 a piece, 15.50. And something else you should know about is that with inflation, $1 then is like $1.67 now. So like 15.50 for a CD. That was the brand new Green Day album. So this would have been roughly $26 if I was buying it today. Look, my order was complete Friday, October 6, 2000. That's when they shipped it. Now this was an interesting combination thing. You could place orders online and then they would hold it and wait for you to mail them a check or money order. You can see this one. I sent them a money order. They got it on October 5th. I wonder if it shows where the order was placed. Oh, here, order date. So on September 29th, 2000, at 6:03 p.m., I placed this order for the Green Day Warning CD, this Queers pen, and this Ramones pen. Now they held on to that. So right after I placed this order, I went to the grocery store. I got a money order. I mailed the money order to Interpunk. They received it on October 5th, and then October 6th, they shipped out my order. Incredible, right? Amazing how that worked. This is what you would do if you didn't have a credit card. This is what you would have to do. Now, this caused problems sometimes. I remember when that AFI box set went up for sale, they had that on their website. Same sort of deal. You could reserve it online, and then you'd have to mail them a payment, right? So I reserved it online. I mailed them a payment. I mailed them a money order, and they didn't get it. They just didn't get it. I followed up with them, with their customer service. They just never got it. The box set sold out. I never got that AFI box set because who knows? Who knows? We have no idea what happened. It was just sucked into a black hole, Bermuda Triangle. That AFI money order is still floating around somewhere in the mail system. Maybe Davey Havoc has it. He was mad at me. He kept it. I didn't get the box set. Who knows? And later on, of course, looking at some of these, this is a more recent order. There was a big gap. There's a recent order from 2021. I actually paid with a credit card because I was now an adult. And that was very simple. That took 2 days for them to process. They didn't have to wait for a money order to come in the mail. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool stuff. Now, like I said, most records and CDs of the time came with a mail order catalog. If you got like Epitaph Punkaramas, that came with a little catalog that had all the Epitaph CDs in it, and that was how I was able to get more CDs or learn about them and go online and find those bands. So mail order catalogs were actually super helpful, especially if you didn't have the internet. Now, I've had the internet since 1993. That's right. I've been online for 30 years. You see, I'm very old. That's why I call 2000 the turn of the century. Anyway, if you didn't have the internet, you could look at that mail order catalog, and that would give you an idea of what other stuff was out there for those bands. And then you could look into them. You could order them that way. You could actually, on some of them, you could call in an order. You could give them like a bank account number. You could give them a credit card number, and that was how you would pay for things over the phone and get merch. Now, like I said, they came with everything. If you bought a CD or a record at the time, you got one of these catalogs. And a bunch of these records that we talk about now, because we are no longer the target market, like I'm approaching 40, so there's a lot of nostalgia now for the turn of the century, early 2000s records that were pressed then. Punk rock was still pressing records. They never stopped. So a lot of these things are punk rock things. A big record that came out around that time was AFI Sing the Sorrow. Everybody knows about it. Everybody wanted the repress. I'm not going to get into it. It's a bigger topic. It doesn't matter. But what's not talked about, if you bought that record like I did at Hot Topic, here's my original. Okay? Here's my original. I would have taken it out of the plastic, right? And I would have opened it up. I would have thrown away the hype sticker. Yes, when I was younger, I was not quite the collector that I am today. I threw away the hype stickers. Now I keep them, of course. So this one doesn't have a hype sticker. Don't yell at me. I was a kid. Also, I didn't have a turntable. So I had no way to play this. There was one in the garage that belonged to my dad. Sometimes I would go out there and play some records. Otherwise, I just had the records and they were cool to look at. So this would have been added to my 10 record collection of mostly Ramones at the time and some Green Day. But I would have opened it up, I would have pulled it out, and I would have been like, cool, look at this record. It is nothing to me because I cannot play it, but it's very cool looking. And then this catalog would have come out. Look at it. Wow. Incredible. You've got shirts, you've got the order form, you've got CDs, you've got a bunch of vinyl in here. Pretty cool. And actually, I just heard a rustle upstairs. I have 3 cats now. Something has happened. Let me go check that out. Everything's fine. I got a banana. So, everything's good. I'm just going to enjoy that, take a little break before I start recording again. You should subscribe to my channel if you want to. I'm going to do more of these mail order things. I got a bunch of other stuff I've been working on. Just been busy with Halloween. All right. So we're going to look at this Adeline Records mail order catalog. Little background about Adeline Records. Adeline Records was founded in 1997 by Billy Joe Armstrong, who's from a little known band that you may have heard of. Little obscure. Green Day. Screw 32's Doug Sangalong and Jason White from Green Day and Pinhead Gunpowder, as well as professional skateboarder Jim Theobald, Jim Theobald, Jim Tabad, Jim Theobald, Theobald, Jim, skateboarder Jim. Billy Joe used it to release his side projects and a few other bands that he liked. They lasted up until 2017, which I didn't realize that they were around that long, but they did produce a lot of records that ended up being pretty collectible, including Sing the Sorrow by AFI. First up, we have The Influence. Some of the young. Jason White was in this band. I never really checked them out. Sorry. They're probably okay. Also, if it's a CD, I'm not going to look it up. There's rare CDs out there. I have a bunch of rare CDs, that's fine, but I'm mostly interested in the vinyl from here. Disclaimer. The Affection. The Affection. They put out one record. I'm not sure who was even in this band. Karina Dinicky from Dance Hall Crashers. The other people never heard of, never really listened to it. The Crush. Looks like they put out, let's see, Minneapolis' best new band. Finally, a band to revitalize your faith in pop punk as an intelligent art form. Don't miss this one. I haven't really considered it a super intelligent art form, but whatever. That's fine. The Crush. Here's where I cross my fingers. This one was issued on vinyl. Let's see how much they're charging. Oh, I think standard through here, $9 for an LP. And $9 in 2003, that would be $15 today, which is an excellent price, I think, considering for the most part, a lot of single LPs now run like $30, maybe $40 with shipping. Some people are charging 50 bucks now. It's out of control. Anyway, this would have cost $15 then in today's money. Let's take a look at Discogs. If you wanted to buy it on Discogs median, it's roughly $16. So this is not too sought after. That's okay. If you were in the crush, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be demeaning by that. Sorry about that. Adeline Records compilation. Every dog will have its day. I remember hearing about this. They do say it's with an apostrophe. Now that what that says is every dog will have it is day. But it's got new songs from GC5, The Crush, The Thumbs, The Frisk. The Frisk, I think somebody from AFI was in that, if I remember right. The Influence, I'm going to talk a little more about them. Plus Ones. Common Rider, that had Jesse Michaels from Operation Ivy. I have some Common Rider albums, pretty good stuff. Green Day, we know them. The Flip Sides, The Fleshies. Enemy U, that's a band I'm familiar with. Here's another Adeline compilation. Okay, another band with a record. One Time Angels. One Time Angels, they have no artist picture on Discogs. This is the release. Sound of a Restless City. So, $9 then would have cost $15 in today's money. And you could buy it today for roughly $10. So, did not increase in value, actually went down. So, if you're keeping score, the Crush stayed steady. One Time Angels went down. Up next is the Thumbs. Last Match. So like I was saying earlier, you might use these to look up new bands. Apparently, I didn't do that at all. Let's see, of course, often a single press if you're looking for these Adeline ones. So again, you would have paid the equivalent of $15 today. And now you could get it for $14. Somebody jacked up the price to $18. These flippers. These flippers. The Influence, Jason White's band. This is called Check Please. Get it. Poster free with purchase of vinyl. Sold separately for $1. Yeah, you get posters for $1. They were pretty cool. Looks like this was only available in color vinyl. So you would have paid the equivalent of $15 in between 2000 and 2003. Looks like this one is selling at a higher clip than the rest. Looks like about 50 bucks. Might be more sought after. I don't know if Jason White has more pull now for collectors, given he has been a touring member of Green Day for a long time, and I think for a very little bit an official member. Oh, look at this. Here's a quote. Here's a comment. Band is selling original copies of this on their Bandcamp page. $25 plus $3 shipping. Let's go see the Influence Bandcamp. And that is Check Please. Yeah, 12-inch red vinyl. There it is. By Record or Vinyl, $25. Nice. Skip the Discogs gougers. I bet they hate that now that I'm showing that off. Either way. Up next, AFI, a Fire Inside EP, 7-inch. That was $3.50 then, which I think is going to be like $6 in today's money. Yep, $5.85. So it's like $6 in today's money. Now, this is what I don't have. I have a pretty good AFI discography, but I just was never big on 7 inches. I'm still not. I'm just not. Now, the little description for this says, AFI recorded the A Fire Inside EP for us on one of the few times they were home from the road. This record contains 2 new AFI songs and 2 awesome covers. Get it and go see them play live. Okay. Well, I did go see them play live in the early 2000s a few times. Pretty great stuff. So this one, yes, it's got the Hanging Garden, that's the Cure cover, and the Misfits Demonomania cover. So first pressing, Adeline Records. Now this came with Sing the Sorrow, which came out in 2003. So I'm guessing this might be like one of the 2002 represses, possibly being advertised here. They don't say it's color, but then they didn't say other ones were color. So I don't know which one it is. So let's just take a peek. Let's assume they sold out of the 1998 original presses, but let's take a peek at them. And then we'll see a yellow repress. Whoops, I'm just clicking Adeline Records. We'll look at the original press, a yellow repress, a black press, another repress, and another repress, and then it was repressed again in 2010 on purple. Here's an original press. So this was about $6 in today's money if you purchased it new. And now you'd pay probably 20 bucks for it. 20 bucks for that repress. Somebody's listing it for 10 here. I'm not checking conditions. 10 bucks. For some reason, someone's selling this one for 40, almost $40. Coming from Germany. Got it. Okay, vinyl EP repress has first press labels. Glenn Danzig, miscredited as Glenn Danzig on insert. I bet he left that. This one, not for sale currently, maybe 10 bucks. So yeah, maybe that appreciated in value. These other ones, here's the repress, another one a little higher. These are from other countries. Interesting. Not a big jump on that one. The thumbs. Sorry, scrolling up is getting difficult on this. The thumbs, all lesser devils. Look, it's just not going to be worth much. I'm just going to say that. All right, it's like $3. It's like $3 now. So if you were trying to make that your investment nest egg, you would have failed. Now we get into some stuff I'm more familiar with. The Dillinger 4 and Pinhead Gunpowder Split. This would have been $6-ish in today's money. Now I don't have an original version of this split, but we can take a look. Probably going for about 20 bucks. This one is listed as a misprint. Oh, this is interesting. So these came in a Fire Inside EP sleeves, but it was this audio on it. But it has, oh, it has AFI labels. Interesting. So that was messed up. So I can see why some people may pay more for that. But honestly, it's messed up. Why would I want something broken like that? Now, I don't have an original press of that. But they did reissue this. 1, 2, 3, 4 Go has picked up all the Pinhead Gunpowder releases. And so they actually took just the half that was Pinhead Gunpowder, and then they added a couple tracks from another release. So this doesn't have the Dillinger 4 on it anymore. So sorry guys, you've been erased from history in the reprint. But 1, 2, 3, 4 Go did an awesome job with all this Pinhead Gunpowder stuff. They do great work. Really enjoyed them as a record store and as a label. They're doing good work. Here's another one, Pinhead Gunpowder, Shoot the Moon. This EP, $7. And in today's money, I'm gonna say that that's like 10 bucks. $11.71. All right, pretty close. Shoot the Moob. Shoot the Moon. This was on my want list at some point. So let's see here. Shoot the Moon contains 7 songs that will shoot directly to your heart, self-recorded by Pinhead Gunpowder in Billy's basement. Shoot the Moon is a must-have for all living things. I like how we're on a first-name basis with Billy Joe Armstrong now. 12-inch EP. Reissued 2010, so I'm guessing this is the 1999 issue. So we would have paid about $11 in today's money back then. And now you can get it for like $24. But this was also reissued. And I do have that reissue. And it's got some extra tracks on it. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4 Go Records did an awesome job with all that Pinhead Gunpowder stuff. They reissued their complete discography. They reworked some of the stuff. It's amazing. Really enjoyed it. I cannot sing their praises enough. They're great. Here's another band I'm unfamiliar with. Fetish, Silver. LP, that's interesting. They had a gold test press. Wonder if that's worth any money. But hey, this regular one that you would be ordering in this catalog here. Ooh, for sale, $5. Poor investment. I don't know who was in this band. Maybe we'll take a peek. Brian Galley, Chris Self, Mark Moreno, Matt Oliphant. Yeah, I don't know any of those people. Sorry. But this gold test press is cool looking. Oftentimes, I don't see colored test presses. Not often. Pretty rare. Cool. So that's the first column of music in the catalog. Now you can see, sneak peek on the right side, we've got some other cool bands and more stuff that I actually do have. But let's take a peek real quick at this merch. Let's see. We got record label hoodies, jerseys, tees, hats. You got stuff for the influence. The Frisk. The Frisk. Somebody from AFI was in that. Let me confirm. I'm certain. I think it was Hunter Bergen. Features members of Blatz, The Criminals, The Grups, The Nerve Agents, and AFI band exists from 2000 to 2005, releasing 2 records. Dan Kelly, Hudson Criminal, Jesse Townley, Mike Sex. Okay, none of those people ring to me as an AFI member. This is going to drive me nuts. I'm certain it was Hunter Bergen. Features members of blah, blah, blah. But what members? Let's just do this. Hunter Bergen. Got it. Yep. Perfect. Now I can die happy. Frustrator hoodies. Actually, let's take a look at some of these prices. This is interesting to me. So hoodies run $25 back then, and in today's money, that would be about $40. $40 actually seems like a good price for a hoodie now, because a lot of them, when I see merch bands selling them, especially on tour, they're like $75 to $100 now. But if you buy them online, they usually run 50, 60 sometimes. It's crazy. Let's say we just want a regular t-shirt. Okay, here's one. Get this Adeline Records t-shirt. It is $13. And that would have been $20 back then. $20 for a t-shirt today. I'd pay $20 for a band shirt, sure. But again, you know, on tour you see them. Wow, it's like $35. $13 for a t-shirt, $25 for a hoodie. Pretty cool. Girls tank tops, $13. Same prices for all of these things. Buttons, standard price, $1. And I would say most bands do sell buttons for $1 still. But now they'll sell them in sets, so you'll get like 4 buttons for $5. That's how they add value. You also got patches, also $1. Pretty normal. That was pretty standard pricing for them. All right, back to the albums. Here is The Frustrators, Actung Jackass, 10-inch EP. Actung Jackass, that's a 10-inch EP. Again, it doesn't mention anything about color, but this one's not color. Here, I have this one. Pretty fun stuff. You can see there's that nice Adeline Records logo on it. Oh, there's also, this is interesting to me, it says, and it's probably hard to see, in the sleeve. Let me take it out of the sleeve. Send all correspondence to the Frustrators, care of Adeline Records, 5337 College Avenue, number 318, Oakland, California, 94611, copyright 2000. So, a whole address where you could send things to. It doesn't have an email address. I don't think there's a website listed here. Actually, before I get into this record, let's look up that address on Google Maps. Let's see where Adeline Records was. That was 5337 College Avenue, Oakland, CA. I bet it's not going to be anything exciting, but we'll look. All right. So that's here. There's a Snips children's hair salon. Let's drop our little guy. We'll take a look outside. So I think that's this building, right? Well, 5337, so it would be over here. So that's where Adeline Records was. Cool. Nice little journey there. Anyway, let's get back to Actung Jackass. I can't remember if this was colored or anything. It's not. That's okay. So we'll zoom back in on that. Actung Jackass $6. $6. So this one also would have decreased in value. Not a sound investment. Not a sound investment. Now, I will point out, it's not in this mail order form, but I do have another Frustrators Release EP griller, which is signed by Mike Dirnt. And that's one of my Green Day signatures. I have some other Green Day signature stuff. Pretty cool. This would have been available through mail order from this band, actually. This is called the mail order version. So, yeah. See? Mail order is fun. All right. We'll put that away. All right. That's enough of that. The Fleshies game of football. They went big. They've got a 10-inch picture disc. Swinging for the fences. 10-inch picture disc. I don't know anything about this band. Sorry. Probably pay $4 to $6 for it. So if you want that, it is cool. It's a soccer ball. And then the back is weird. Cool. Okay, let's get into this big stuff. All right, Green Day stuff. Here's the Green Day section. So at this time, Green Day was still with Reprise, or some people say Reprise. I like Reprise, I don't know. But that's, you know, a sub-label of Warner. But they were releasing these vinyl 7 inches, and they were sort of the vinyl arm for Green Day, basically. That's sort of what that was around that time. We've got the Waiting single. And Minority. Now, I have like a false memory of having these 7 inches. I think what happened was, this is one of those where I ordered them. I sent a check or money order in the mail. Never got them. So, whoops. Anyway, Green Day Waiting 7-inch. These were pretty plentiful. I don't think they went up in value too much, really. So this is 2001. Green Day Waiting Pink Marble. So again in here, they don't tell you. Oh, here, it's in this description. It says pink vinyl. This one seems to have a special edition too. So here's this pink marble. Let's see, $350 then. $5.85 today, so like $6. I think you get this for maybe like $10 now. So hey, not bad on pink. Now it looks like, oh, if you lived in Japan, Billy Joe signed and thumbprinted 200 of these. So that would be very cool. These are actually, these seem to be very desirable. Median, $163. High, $330. Somebody's listed one for $531. I bet they're in a different country. $560 shipped with a pink thumbprint. That's interesting. I've got a trade drumstick. I wonder if I should dust it for fingerprints and sell it for $500. Another one, Minority. Again, this is one I ordered and I just never got. Or I got it and I lost it? No way I lost it. I'm meticulous in my cataloging. There's no way. I do have the singles box set, which you can see me open and take apart in another video. So, this one is featuring the hit tunes Minority and Jackass, latest album Warning, previously unreleased live recordings, vinyl, $350. Also, a lot of these you can buy posters separately for $1. I don't know what those posters look like. I think the posters for $1 are the 11 by 17 like advertisements that might have the album art on them, stuff like that. So, This is, looks like they pressed a lot of different colors of these, so I'm not sure which one it would be. So let's just take a sampling here. A lot of different colors: peach, green translucent, red translucent. These are listed. Gray. Oh, they reissued it in 2011. That's interesting. That seems like that was for something. Was that God's favorite band? I don't know. All right, this one, for minority. So you would have paid roughly $6 then, or at least $6 in today's money, right? And you get that about $8. General black vinyl release with red labels. First black vinyl pressing has white labels. Here's a peach one. So median was $10, but somebody paid $127 for this one. Peach vinyl edition. Wonder what that looks like. Wonder how many of those they pressed. I'm not sure why someone would pay that much. Let's take a peek. Maybe it was signed. From personal collection, never played. Okay. I don't know. Generally, I don't like to pay a lot of money for something if I don't know how many there are. That's just my feeling. $12 for green translucent. Look at that. Here's a red translucent. 15, maybe like $20. That looks sharp. I like that color. Here's another vanilla one. First pressing on black vinyl with white labels. Oh, first pressing. Looks like maybe like $50. That's would have been an investment here. That's cool. Yep, white labels. That's probably the one that I wanted, and they didn't send it to me. Maybe that's why they're out of business now. Okay, up next, Green Day Warning EP. This is one I do have, but I don't think I ordered it from this mail order from Adeline. I think I ordered it from Interpunk. I have a yellow translucent version. UK got a green one off reprise. I wonder if that's the only Adeline pressing. Yeah, it was reissued again in 2014 from Adeline. That's interesting. But yeah, it looks like the only vinyl that Adeline put out originally in 2000 was yellow translucent. And that just so happens to be the one that I have. So we'll take a peek at that. Again, I'm not a big 7-inch guy. I did buy the Green Day 7-inch box set, so that kind of helped fulfill the urge. You can see a nice Adeline Records thing on it. It's got the address. It doesn't tell you to send them any mail. It does have websites on it. So this is a 2000 release with websites. So you would have paid $6 in today's money. Then, here's that. Yellow. It's got side G and side D. Got a Ramones cover, Outsider, good stuff. Track listing, not on the back. It just says warning. Interesting. So this value of this stayed exactly the same, pretty much. Some people might pay more, it looks like. But that's interesting to know. Okay, we are in the home stretch. Let's take a peek at what's next. It's another band that honestly, I don't know. Oh, but they did only have a CD, so I won't waste the time. Frustrators, Born in the USA. So you would have paid about $11 for this 10-inch in today's money. And I do have this one. Here it is. Frustrators, Born in the USA. Here it is, Adeline Records. And there is, oh, they look like babies. Look at Mike Dirnt. He looks like a baby. It's a picture of them. That looks like that might be a Gilman. I think that might be Gilman Street. But then again, every time I look at a black and white photo with a member of Green Day, I just think it's Gilman. This is on standard black. Look at that label. Isn't that nice? That nice Adeline up top. Is the 005 on top the catalog number? Yeah, it says Adeline 005. Wait, let's confirm. Yeah. See? Adeline 14. Interesting. Neat. I did not realize that's where they put their catalog numbers. All right, let's see what this does on the market these days, huh? After all, isn't that what record collecting is about? Money. So you would have paid $11, and now you would probably pay also $11. Very cool. All right, here's a couple more. Oh, here's the Frisk. Just a few more left. Here's the Frisk. Rank Restraint. And this is a 12-inch EP. So you would have paid about $11 in today's money. And if you wanted to buy it now, $6. What is steel? Next one. Fold this over, pull it out. So we got two albums, One Man Army. This band I actually saw in the year 2000 with Less Than Jake. And you know, let's see, Dead End Stories. I think that was their first album. I actually did listen to this a lot, but I only remember a couple songs from it. Didn't have the staying power for me. Let's see what it says. Dead End Stories was called one of the best punk records of '98. Contains 12 fucking great songs. Very cool. I remember this band because my name is Brandon, and there's a guy in this band named Brandon on drums. And I think the singer is named Jack Dalrymple. I just remember that Dalrymple name a lot. But let's see. So Adeline issued this in a few different colors. They even reissued it in 2014. But let's see. So the black one, black and standard black. You would have paid about $15. You would pay about $15 today for an original black press. For blue, might be rare. It doesn't look like anyone's sold it on Discogs before. That doesn't mean there aren't that many out there. That just means no one's done it on Discogs. But often that's a good indicator that there aren't very many. Have 7. Wonder if we should message some of those people. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4 Go Records contributed to this. And so did a user called It's Vinyl. Not vinyls. Way to be an ass. One Man Army. This is their other album, Last Word Spoken. Yeah. Last Word Spoken. I can see they put out 2 more albums after that. Oh, they had the Alkaline Trio split. Ooh, boy, if you can talk about 2 different trajectories in popularity. So they did a blue version and standard black, and then also reissued in 2014. I wonder, so that lines up with years that Adeline also reissued those Green Day singles. I wonder if they just did like a big catalog reissue. So on this one, produced, do not miss this record. Okay, doesn't say anything about colors. You would have paid 15 bucks in today's money. Looks like $17, $8. Big spread. Cheap. Cheap, cheap, cheap. Here's somebody, they said it's in their top 3 punk albums from the 2000 to 2010 era. All right. You know, I don't think they're probably not bad. I remember listening to this. I didn't hate it. Let's see what a blue one is. Yeah, just that it's a blue version. Looks like it's sold once for $85. No information about how it came into existence. Do not know. Okay, so here's another one. This is the last one we're going to look at. This is The Criminals. Burning Flesh and Broken Fingers. Got it. As with the most Adeline releases, it is just a single press from 1999. You would have paid 15 bucks in today's money. I know I've said that a bunch. And now it'd be like $8 or $9. So there you go. Contains a double-sided insert. What a bonus. Discogs, don't forget this glowing review. Solid album, and this review must be 10 words long. Of course, if you're familiar with Discogs, they have a word count minimum. So what did we learn? Well, some bands go into obscurity, having been never heard from again. Some bands last a long time. I don't know if we have to learn anything, but I had a fun time going through this, and I think I'm going to do it again. Wait, so I almost forgot the most important part of mail order. Actually filling out the form and sending it in. So let's walk through that, because it wasn't e-com. You can't just fill out things in a shopping cart, click it, and then have it all add everything up, tell you you're shipping, click OK, here's your payment info. You're done. It's not that easy. Here, look at this. So important thing to note, a fun bonus here that I saw. Ooh. This is so hard. Free stickers with every order. That's a good bonus. But then another thing here to note is that it says, maybe that'll come into focus. Price is valid until August 2003. So if you're ordering after August 2003, you might not get this stuff for the same price. Inflation. So let's see what we want. We already saw what we wanted. Well, anyway, actually, let's look at this form a little more. So here it is. We've got our name, address, city, state, phone number, email address. That's pretty cool. And from here, it says place an order, fill in your info, rip along the dotted line, and send to us at Cinderblock Incorporated. So this was, their merch was actually run by Cinderblock. I didn't know that really until I looked at this. But I mean, I have some shirts from this era that say Cinderblock on them, so that makes sense. Or I think Rancid had set up Machete Manufacturing. That was another popular one at the time. But anyway, if you want to place an order, you've got to know the catalog number of the thing you want. You've got to describe it a little bit. So they ask you for your take on what the thing is. And then you fill out the quantity, price, total, subtotal. And then you do all the shipping, and you have to calculate all that yourself. And here's this ordering instructions at the bottom. Send exact amount, please. Money orders or checks only. Make checks and money orders payable to Cinderblock Incorporated. Please allow 2 to 3 weeks for processing and delivery. Thanks a lot. Yeah, there's no Amazon second day delivery, nothing like that. Can't be afforded that luxury at the time. So let's see what we want. Now, I never got those Green Day 7 inches. I don't want to actually fill out the sheet, so I've got just an Excel spreadsheet set up. I am that kind of nerd, but I want the Green Day 7 inches that I don't have. So let's go Green Day Waiting. The catalog number on that one is AR019. And this is the description, Green Day Waiting. 7 inch. Perfect. Just need one of those, no big. Price of that is $3.50. Cool. Then the next thing we want that minority 7 inch. And that is $0013-1. Got it. We just need one of those. That's also $3.50. See, that calculates just fine. Now, I was also somebody that ordered a lot of buttons. I have so many buttons. But I wouldn't mind another one. Here's an Adeline pin. So let's say pin number 122. Adeline pin. And let's say we get two of those. I want to get one. I want to give one to a friend. Those are $1. Okay, we're up to $9 shipping. Or we're up to $9 at least subtotal. And then I also liked One Man Army. So I'd like a patch. I would cover my sweatshirt and backpack in patches. And I think I have some pictures of that. I still have all the patches. I kept absolutely everything so that whenever I turned 40, I could dress again as if I were in junior high. And so far, that's holding true. I'm not 40 yet, but coming close. Patch number 200, and that is One Man Army Star Patch. And I'll get one of those, and that's also $1. Cool, so I got some Green Day records, got these pens. What else? Winter's coming up. There's a couple hoodies. I think I'll take that Frustrators hoodie. Yeah, that's nice. Front and back. What's that one? It's only in black. That is 2002. Frustrators zip hoodie. Medium one, and I think that was what, $25? Yeah, pretty cool. That's all I really need. And also, there's not a place to put like a size in the form, so you just have to put it in the description. And that was something that tripped me up sometimes. Sometimes with mail order stuff, they would actually call you if you had your phone number on here and ask you like, hey, you left this out. Is this what you want or not? Or once we got email, they would reach out and email you, actually, which became much more efficient, as you all know. Okay, so let's look here. We got to do shipping and handling now. And there's all this information here. So shipping and handling rates. If your order is this much or less, add this much shipping and handling. So that's easy. But there's other items here that you need to look for. So if you live internationally, add this % to US shipping rates. So Canada, you would double the shipping, and then so forth. So it gets pricey with Canada. It's still pricey today. And then there's another item. So because they were based in California, they are collecting sales tax. So CA residents add 8% tax. Now, I live in Illinois now. I lived in Illinois then. I don't have to do that. You know, there's a stretch in between. I just moved from St. Louis, so a little bit about me if you cared. Anyway, so let's figure this out. So my subtotal here in the spreadsheet is $35. So here's where we're at. $25 or less. Nope, $50 or less. $10.35 shipping. That's pretty reasonable. $10.35 shipping. So our total, and also I want to point out on the sheet that I also copied this into the spreadsheet, but it says shipping and handling, and then total exclamation point. Very cool. Very neat. And it also says if you've got questions, you can email them, which is fun. Which I don't know why they don't say just email this order form. I guess it took a little bit to make that connection. But of course you could email the order form and then you would still have to send a check or a money order. It also says do that only because, you know, as I've stated before, cash can't be tracked too easy. Anyway, here's our total, $45.35. So that's 2 7-inches, a hoodie, and a pin and a patch for $45.35. Shipped. That's great. Now this is what you would have paid in 2003 for it, but today this would be $75.86 roughly. Wow. And that does make sense to me for a hoodie. Having that hoodie in there, I bet it'd be like $60 and then $15 for the rest of the stuff, roughly. For today, I would say. So that makes sense. Anyway, key step to doing that. But I will leave you on that. I hope this was a fun exploration of mail order and some of the struggles with it. Legitimately, I'm going to do more. I had a good time doing it. And guess what? Today happens to be the first night that I'm going to see the first night of 2 that I'm going to see Metallica in St. Louis. So pretty excited. Pretty excited for that. Helping you out with this stuff. All right. I bid you adieu. I had a fun time doing that. I'm going to do more. Why not? It's my channel. Hey, if you like looking at records, looking at mail order stuff, whatever, I got a bunch of stuff to show off. Check out these other videos, subscribe, yell at me in the comments, do whatever you want, click all these buttons. I don't know what they all do.